Hello guys, my name is Balkrishna Srivastav and welcome to Code with BK. So in this video, we write a Java program to reverse an array. So before we begin, it is a request to please subscribe to my channel because out of 100 viewers, only 1 or 2 will subscribe and your subscription is very important. So please do subscribe to my channel. So let's begin. So we are given an integer array, okay, say with values 10, 4, minus 19, 1, 8 and 72, okay, and we need to reverse this array, okay. So the expected output array that I expect, if I call it reverse array, should be these values in reverse order. So the last one comes at the first position, the second last comes at the second position, similarly 1 then, minus 19, 4 and 10. Alright, so for this given array, I need to find this reverse array. So in this case, we reverse an array using iteration and we do it two ways. The first way is going to be reversing the array by creating a fresh array, okay. So the original array will remain unchanged and we will get a fresh array which will be the reverse of this original array. And in the second approach, we are going to revert this array in place and we will not use this extra array. So that will be the second part for this iterative method. Alright. So let me write this array A here, okay. So I have values 10, 4, minus 19, 1, 8 and 72, okay. The length of this array is A dot length is 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values and indices are going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, okay. In order to get this reverse array, the first thing I need to do is create this fresh array of the same size as this array A, okay. So I am going to create a fresh array of size 6, okay. And whenever you create an integer array in Java, the default values to all the locations are 0, okay. So when you create a fresh array, okay, of length 6, okay, it will look something like this. And we are creating of length 6 because original array is of length 6 and we have to create reverse array of the same length, okay. So let us consider these indices as I, okay, and let us consider the indices in array as j. So the value at index 5 in A comes at index 0 in array, okay. Similarly, value at index 4 in A comes at index 1 in array. Similarly, the value at index 3 in A comes at index 2 in array, okay. So 1 comes here, okay. Minus 19 comes here, so value at index 2 comes at index 3. Value at index 1 comes at index 4 and value at index 10, value at index 0 which is 10 comes at index 5, alright. So if we are able to relate the index I to index j, okay, how a value at index I goes to index j, we can find the location for these values in the reverse array, okay, alright. So for length equal to 6, I have values of I as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and corresponding j, okay. For I equal to 0, okay, the value at index 0 goes to index 5, okay, value at index 0 goes to index 5, value at index 1 goes to index 4, so for I equal to 1, my j is 4, value at index 2 goes to index 3, so I equal to 2, j equal to 3, value at index 3 goes to index 2, so value at index 3 goes to index 2, value at index 4 goes to index 1, so value at index 4 goes to index 1 and value of index 5 goes to index 0, okay, alright. So how can we relate I and j? I can say j equal to L minus I minus 1, okay, where L is the length of this array. So this is going to be equal to 6 minus 0 minus 1 which is equal to 5, okay. This is equal to 6 minus I which is 1 minus 1 which is equal to 4. This is equal to, so I'll say equal to 5 equal to 4, okay. 6 minus I which is 2 minus 1 which is 6 minus 3, 3 is equal to 6 minus 3 minus 1 which is 6 minus 4, 2 is equal to 6 minus 4 minus 1 is equal to 6 minus 5 equal to 1 is equal to 6 minus 5 minus 1 is equal to 0, alright. So you can say j is equals to L minus I minus 1 for all values of I, okay. So value at index I goes to index j and you can get j by using this formula, okay, putting in the value of I and L is the length of the array, okay. So this is basically a written proof to relate I and j. Okay, in simple terms, you have to iterate this array from left to right and start filling values from right to left. Okay, alright, to find the reverse. So you start from left to right, you get 10, you start filling array from right to left. So you fill 10 first, then you fill 4, then you fill 9 is 19, then you fill 1, then you fill 8, then you fill 72. Alright, okay, but this gives you a clear relation between I and j, so this is easier to understand. Okay, if you are confused with looping. Okay, so this is what we use in our code. Okay, this relation we use in our code. Okay, we iterate this array from left to right, picking up each index in the variable I. Okay, calculating the index j for the given index I and placing the value at ith index in A to jth index in array. Value at ith index in A in jth index in array. Okay, so I'm going to write a function int, okay, reverse array. Okay, takes an integer array A. Okay, the return type of this method is integer array because it will create a fresh array and return it. Okay, and it takes the array A of which we need to find the reverse. Okay, so the first thing we had to do was create a fresh array. So create new array. So int reverse array equal to new int A dot length. Okay. Okay, so we can store this value A dot length in a separate variable which we are using as L. So L is going to be A dot length. So you can put instead L here. Okay, so array is a fresh array of the same size as the original array. Okay, by default it will have all the zeros. Okay, okay. Now we need to iterate this array. So I say for int I equal to 0, I is less than A dot length which is L, and I plus plus. Okay, alright. For each value of I get this corresponding value of j using this. So I get int j as L minus I minus 1. And I place the value at ith index in A at jth index at RA. So the value at jth index in RA is the value at ith index in A, and that is our for loop. Okay, finally I return array which is the reverse array. So this is our code which creates a new array and that stores the reverse of the array A. The reverse array is returned and the original array remains unchanged. This is important, right? That the original array does not change. Okay. Okay. So let me try in this quickly for this given example. So I have L as 6, which is the length of this array. We have array which is a fresh array, okay, of length 6. So all indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all going to have value 0. We start with I, we have I less than L, we have j as L minus I minus 1. Okay, then we have array of j equal to A of I. So we have A of I and we set it to array of j. So we start at I equal to 0, 0 is less than 6 is equals to true. Okay, j is L minus I minus 1, L is 6 minus 0 minus 1 is going to give me j is equal to 6 minus 0 minus 1 equal to 5. Okay, A of I, A of 0 is, A is this, A of 0 is 10. Okay, so you do RA of j is 10, RA of j, RA of 5 is 10, so this becomes 10. Okay, you move on to the next value of I plus plus, I becomes 1, 1 is less than 6 is true, j is equal to 6 minus 1 minus 1 equal to 4. Okay, A of I, A of 1 is this, which is 4. Okay, RA of j, RA of 4 is 4, RA of 4 is 4. Okay, you move on to the next value of I becomes 2, 2 is less than 6 is true. Okay, j is 6 minus 2 minus 1 is 3. A of I, A of 2 is minus 19. Okay, A of 2 is minus 19 and you set RA of j, RA of 3 is minus 19. Okay, you move on to the next value of I becomes 3, 3 is less than 6 is true, j is 6 minus 3 minus 1 which is 2, j is 2, A of I, A of 3 is 1. Okay, you set RA of j, RA of j, RA of 2 to 1, so RA of 2 becomes 1. Okay, You move on to the next value of I becomes 4, 4 is less than 6 is true, j is equal to 6 minus 4 minus 1, which is 1. I is 4, a of 4 is 8. Okay, a of 4 is 8. You set array of j to a of I, array of j, array of 1 is 8. So at index 1 in array goes 8. You move on to the next value of I becomes 5, 5 is less than 6 is true, j is equal to 6 minus 5 minus 1, which is 0. J is 0, a of I is this 72. Okay, a of I is 72. 72 goes in array of j, j is 0, 72 comes here. Alright, okay, I is incremented, I becomes 6, 6 is less than 6 is false. You come out of this for loop, you return array, so you return this, which is the reverse of the input array A. Alright, so this is the code to reverse an array A. Okay, oh, this is minus 19. Okay, alright, and in this case, we are creating a fresh array RA, which is storing the reverse of A. Okay, the array A remains unchanged. The original array A remains unchanged because we are storing the reverse in a fresh array. Original array A remains unchanged. This is important. And in this case, a new array stores the reverse of array A. In the next approach that we discuss, we see how we reverse array A in place. That is, we don't use an extra array and array A will be reversed within this very same array. I'll just show you how. Let me remove this. So in this case, we reverse an array using iteration and we reverse array A in place. That is, this A array has to become this reverse and we don't have to use extra array. So reverse in place. Okay. So the original array will change to its reverse. Okay. In the previous case that we saw, we were creating a fresh array. The original array was unchanged and the fresh array was storing the reverse. In this case, this array is reversed in place. This original array will change. Okay. So how do we go about this? So let me write this array A here. Okay. It has values 10, 4, minus 19, 1, 8 and 72. Okay. Indices are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. I swap the first and the last values. Okay. So when I swap these two, okay, my array A becomes, okay, at index 0 I get 72. Okay. Value at index 1 remains same, minus 19 remains same, at index 2, 1 remains same, at index 3, 8 remains same, and at index 5 I get 10. Okay. So indices are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay. So values at index 0 and 5 are swapped. Okay. In the next iteration, I swap values at index 1 and 4. So now my A becomes 72, 8 comes at index 2, minus 19 remains same, 1 remains same, 4 comes at index 4 and I have 10 at index 5. So my indices are these. Alright. In the next iteration, I swap values at index 2 and 3. So my array A becomes value at index 0 remains same, index 1 remains same, 1 comes at index 2, minus 19 goes at index 3, value at index 4 remains same, value at index 5 remains same. So my indices are these. Okay. And this array is the reverse array that I'm looking for. 72, 8, 1, minus 19, 4, 10. 72, 8, 1, minus 19, 4, 10. Okay. Alright. So how do I summarize these steps to get this? Okay. I swap ith element from left with ith element from right. Okay. So the first element from left is swapped with first element of right, first element from right. Second element from left is swapped with second element from right. Third element from left is swapped with third element from right. And when do we stop? Stop when I traverses the first half of the array. So if I consider I as this, so I traversed only the first half. Okay. So I traverses the first half of the array, and for each value of I, okay, you swap ith element from left with ith element from right. So this means that for the first half of the array, so if length is 6, L by 2 is 6 by 2, which is 3. So values of I less than 3, less than L by 2 are going to be 0, 1, 2. Okay. So for indices 0, 1, 2, you swap the ith value from left with ith value from right. Swap ith value from left with ith value from right. Ith value from left with ith value from right. Okay. And you do this for the first half of the array. And this is what we exactly code. and that will reverse this array A in place. Okay, so this is the reverse of this, okay, and we don't use an extra array. But in this case, the original array is changed. Okay, the array A is now the reverse of the original array. If you want to get back the original array, you have to reverse this again. Follow this same process of swapping, okay, to get the original array. Alright, so let me code this. So I write a function void reverse array and takes an integer array A. Okay, and why my return type is void? Because I don't return anything in this case. This array A will be reversed with this function in place. In the previous case, we were returning the reversed array. In this case, it is reversed in place. Okay. So what were my steps to code? I iterate the first half of the array. So first half of the array are values of I less than length by 2. So if I take L as the length of this array, okay, I iterate from 0 to less than length by 2. Okay. Alright, and in each iteration I have to swap the ith value from left with ith value from right. Okay, so for index I, how do I get the index from which I'm going to swap? So if I consider ith element from left, okay, so which will be at index I, ith element from right. Okay, suppose it is at index j. So how do I find index j with which I am going to swap index I? I am going to say j is going to be equal to L minus I minus 1. Okay, just as it was in the previous case. So for I equal to 0, 1, 2, I get j equal to L minus I minus 1. For I equal to 0, I get j equal to 6 minus 0 minus 1, where L is the length of the array, which is 6, I is 0, which is equal to 5. For I equal to 1, I get j equal to 6 minus 1 minus 1, which is 4. For I equal to 2, I get 6 minus 2 minus 1, which is equal to 3. Okay. For I0, swap with 5. For I1, swap with 4. For I2, swap with 3. Okay. So I calculate j as L minus I minus 1. And I have to swap values at index j and index I. Okay. So I say int temp, it value of index I. Value of index I is value of index j, and value of index j is 10. Okay, swapping the values at index j and I. Okay, and that is our function, and we find the reverse of array A in place. Okay, so let me quickly try run this. Okay, for the given this array. Okay, so if my original array A is, okay, this array was 10, 4, minus 19, 1, 8, 72. Okay, indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, values I have in my code are L, which is 6, L by 2, which is 3. Alright, I starts at 0, I is less than L by 2, which is 3, I is less than 3. I have j equal to L minus I minus 1, I have 10. Okay. And my array A is this. Okay, starting with array A as this. Okay, I starts at 0. Okay, 0 is less than 3 is true. J is L minus I minus 1. J is L is 6 minus 0 minus 1, which is 5. For I equal to 0, I get J as 5. Temp is A of I. Temp is A of I. I is at 0. Okay, temp is 10. Okay, A of I equal to A of J. A of I becomes equal to A of J. So this becomes equal to A of j is here. So this becomes 72. Okay. Alright. And then we do A of j is temp. A of j. A of 5 is temp, which is 10. So this becomes 10. Okay. So we swap the values at index 0 and index 5. Okay. Move on to the next value of I is 1. 1 is less than 3 is true. J is equal to, for I equal to 1. 6 minus 1 minus 1 is 4. Okay. Temp is A of I. Temp is A of I. Okay, temp is 4. Okay, J is at index 4. Okay, temp is A of I. A of I equal to J of J. A of I equal to A of J. This becomes the value of at index J. This becomes 8. Okay, A of J is temp. A of J. A of 4 is not temp, which is 4. Okay, so values at index I and index J were swapped. Okay. Move on to the next value of I is 2, 2 is less than 3 is true. Okay, j is 6 minus 2 minus 1 is 3. Okay, temp is a of I comes here, temp is minus 19. Okay, a of I is a of j comes now here at index 3. Okay, a of I is a of j, so this becomes 1. Okay, and then you do a of j is temp, a of j which is index 3 is minus 19, so value at index 3 is minus 19. Okay, move on to the next value. 5 becomes 3, 3 is less than 3 is false. Okay, so the array which was 10 for minus 19 1 8 72 becomes 72 8 1 minus 19 4 10, which is the reverse of original array. Okay, and original array is changed in place as reverse. Okay, so these were the two approaches to reverse an array using iteration. Okay, and before we move on to running this on a system, it is request that if you like this video, if you find this helpful, please do subscribe to my channel, and let's move on to running this on a system now.
So this is the code that we wrote and discussed for the first part, where we find the reverse of the array using iteration and using an auxiliary array. So this method is going to create the reverse of this array A into a fresh array RA and return it. Alright, I have taken a helper method to print the array, and in my main I have taken certain integer arrays on which I am going to run this reverse array. So for each integer array, I find the reverse first. Okay, I print the original array, and then I print reverse of this array is, I want to print like that. Then I print the reverse array, which is RA. So in this case, the original array A remains unchanged. Okay, we have the reverse in the separate array RA. Alright, so let me run this. So this is reverse array 1. So Java C reverse array 1 dot Java reverse array 1. So reverse of this is this, 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 reverse of this is this. Alright, reverse of single element array is a single element array, reverse of 2 element array is also correct, and then we have reverse of blank as blank. Alright, let me show you original array as well. Okay, so I'll say system dot out dot print, okay, original array. Okay, just to show that the original array does not change, and then this is followed by print array RA. Okay, so compile, run. Alright, so original array, you see, it's unchanged. Okay, alright, original array is the same. Alright, because in the second case that we take, the original array is changed. Alright, okay. So moving on to the next case, where we find the reverse of the array using iteration, using loops, and we reverse the array in place without using an extra array. Okay, so this is the method we wrote and discussed. Okay, swapping ith element from left with ith element from right for the first half of the array. Helper method to print the array. Okay, in my main I have taken the same arrays, and again for each array I want to print reverse of this array is this. So I print reverse of, I print the original array, I print is, and then I reverse this array A in place. So here I don't have RA like I had here. Okay, the array A is reversed in place, and then I print the array A because it is reversed now. So let me run this. So this is reverse array 2, right? Okay, so Java C reverse array 2 dot Java reverse array 2. Okay, so reverse of the first case is this. Okay, 72 8 1 minus 19 this. Okay, for this it should be 26 7 0 18 4 3 2 1 60 50 40 30 20 10 55 4 56 32 18 9 minus 10 3 is 3 4 5 is 5 4, and blank is blank. All right, and in this case you can see we don't have an auxiliary array. Okay, the array A itself is the reverse now. All right, okay, so this was the solution to this problem, and I hope this was helpful. So if you like this video, if you found this helpful, please do subscribe to my channel. And if there is something that you dislike about this video, please just don't press the dislike button. Please also let me know in the comments what you did not like in this video, because only then can I improve on my future videos. Alright, and you can also let me know in the comments if there is a question you want me to solve, or if there is a concept you want me to discuss. Thank you.